317 Spotlight Business and Community.
Welcome. This is 317 Spotlight Business and Community. My name is Antonio Chapital, and I'll be your host. And I have the pleasure to have Sherrie Gerhardt. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for your patience. We're so glad to have you. So, for those who doesn't know, Sherrie she's the leader of a couple organization, and she's gonna tell us about what's going on with you today.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. But yes, I run Model Icon, which is a luxury fashion brand that helps transform models that are all sizes, heights, ages, and ethnicities by pouring into them and providing 6 weeks of extensive coaching before our runway show. Okay, so it prepares them to help elevate their brand. And then we work with designers that are emerging, up and coming, as well as established. We produce really phenomenal events that make a difference in the community. And one of the offshoots of Model Icon is the Miss Royalty International pageant, which our queens had the lovely chance of interviewing with you and talking about their advocacy work. And aside from the Miss Royalty International pageant, I also have a leadership academy where I train in extensive interview skills, public speaking skills, and helping people find their life purpose so that they can go out and make a difference. So we really hone in on what have you been through, what have been your life experiences, and you can take that testimony and share it with others. And I really push for education. So all of the representatives that come through the academy training all become certified in whatever it is they represent, be it suicide prevention, breast cancer awareness, variety of causes. But yeah, those are just some of the things I do.
Well, tell me a little bit more about the satisfaction of share your knowledge and that knowledge who empower these women, especially, women and men who are involved in the organization.
I love seeing the transformation of an individual. I always look at someone not just for the past experiences and the trauma that they've endured, but I always see the potential of where they could go. And I always have a positive outlook on who someone can become, because I've literally seen firsthand people change their entire lives by going through our training protocol. And I think what is so amazing is once people find their voice and they're trained in how to, sit in a confident way and how to express themselves, using that voice to help others do the same is where the real transformation stands, right? Because we're not our trauma, we're not our pain. And what I did for my advocacy work is suicide prevention. I did it for over a decade. And so taking that world, I've traveled to 8 countries, I've worked with government officials, I've spoken in schools, I've been in major media, and I've done hundreds of suicide interventions. Doing that for just mental health is one thing, but now I get to do this with women and men for all different causes, and I get to help them figure out the best pathway forward so they can make the largest impact possible.
The way I see it is like some type of chain reaction. You help this circle of 3 people, let's say. You start with 3 people, and those 3 people get the knowledge you share with them, and those 3 people share the knowledge with other 3 people. So I see it's something like keep expanding, and I assume it's something really satisfying to be the beginning of.
Yes.
And everybody has their own battles, everybody has their own reasons to work in, and you are given those tools to take action.
Yes, and I do work with individuals who are very established. They have a background, as well as individuals who are still trying to find their way. But I used to say as a young person, if I could just save one life, if I could just help one person. And I never knew as a 21-year-old that would expand to producing over 50 events a year myself with my organization, to having over hundreds of ambassadors, to having, traveling to different schools. Like, I never knew. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, something so small, a dream, to just help someone that was feeling suicidal, turning into this huge worldwide movement. You never know where it can take you, whether it's big or little. Just changing one life is all that matters. And it starts with loving yourself. It starts with educating and investing in yourself, and then you pour that into the community around you. But I do, if it's okay with you, want to highlight suicide prevention a little bit more. Okay. So it's really important that we understand the causes to suicide, which are substance abuse, anxiety, and depression. And if you know that those are the causes, you know what to look for, right? And it's extraordinarily important. I follow the QPR protocol, which is question, persuade, and refer. Those are the 3 steps to saving a life. In Chapel, anyone can save a life. You and I can save a life if we know the steps to save a life. You don't have to be a doctor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. We don't claim to be those things. I look at it as we are the first responders in the sense of we see there's a problem, we need to address the problem right away. So if you see someone battling anxiety, you see someone who may be going through depression, maybe they're not eating the way that they used to eat, maybe they don't have the desire to do the things that they used to do, they have a difficult time getting out of bed, or they're avoiding the activities that they used to be engaged in. Those individuals are ones that we should approach and talk to. And I know it's terrifying and I know it's scary to say, are you suicidal? But if we don't ask the question outright, it may be the only opportunity we ever had to ask. Does that make sense? So we need to ask, I've noticed there's been changes with you. You haven't been showing up for work. I noticed that you're not posting on social media. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, great. And you missed your opportunity. Yeah, everything's fine. I believe that you're saying everything's fine, but I want to take this a step further. I care about you. Are you suicidal? We have to ask the question to break the silence, or we'll never know the answer, okay? So after we ask the question,
Right.
then we have to persuade that there is hope. And this is where I combine 2 trainings together, the ASSIST, which is a very long term for applied suicide prevention skills or intervention skills, where you can't rush this step. So if you're invested in helping someone, you need to sit down, either on the phone, in person, and be invested and present in the moment, not on your phone, not talking to other people, not rushing the process. Because us as human beings, it's human nature to say, oh, you had that breakup, everything is gonna be okay, everything's fine, you'll get over it, you'll meet a new person. Now we've shut down the window of opportunity to let them express themselves. So oftentimes anxiety and depression, which usually stems a lot from anxiety, okay? We have these thoughts in our head that build up so big that once we're able to verbalize them to someone that we trust, it makes them smaller. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes them smaller, like getting them out, like, okay, it really isn't that bad. Maybe it is that bad. But once we are talking to someone that we trust and we can express that, you know what, maybe I'm not ready to tell you I'm suicidal, but let me tell you, I just had this breakup. I lost my job. I'm facing financial difficulty, whatever the case may be. And this is the part you don't rush, the persuade part, step 2 in QPR Institute's protocol. Okay, tell me more. What led to the breakup? How did it make you feel? Just open-ended questions, pulling out the information, getting to the root cause of what caused this individual to spiral into this place, this dark place, okay? So it's more, my favorite experience was going to Puerto Rico and doing suicide prevention work. I spoke with a psychiatrist who said the best thing, Sherrie, that you can do when doing an intervention is to be a friend. And you can be a friend to a stranger. So listen, show up, listen, pull out the information. And when it feels right, there's usually a shift in the person. You know what? I've been through something similar. Now you share your testimony. Oh, no. You can't even imagine what I went through. Now you need to back up because you rushed the process too soon. Does that make sense?
I see, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very delicate balance of making sure if you've rushed it, it's not your fault. It's okay to rush the process. We're human, right? We may not have realized they had more that they had to share to get to the root cause of what caused this pain, right? So now we get to the root cause, they get everything out. Now you've shared your testimony, so they're going, okay, if Chapel's overcome it, I can overcome it too. Now we move into step 3, which is refer. Refer to the suicide prevention hotline 1-800-273-TALK. Refer maybe to a local counseling center. Refer maybe to, different places and avenues that they can go, but don't push it. It has to be up to the individual. A lot of people don't want to show up for counseling. Maybe they don't have the resources for counseling. Maybe they're ashamed or they're afraid to talk about their feelings because they want it to remain confidential, right? And so that's where the suicide prevention hotline is so powerful. It's really a crisis line.
Right.
You don't have to be suicidal. You could just be going through a tough time. You call, it's free, it's 24/7, it's confidential. People are there, they're trained, and they're ready to listen. And that 24/7 piece is so important because when those feelings return, because they can return, they know they can pick up the phone and have someone on the other end in a confidential manner listen and be there for them so they don't spiral down to where they were. But yes, I love those 3 steps. QPR, I encourage everyone to go to qprinstitute.com to get certified. It's about $35. The best $35 anyone could ever spend. Yeah, so I've done that work. I've educated audiences around the world, so I really appreciate you letting me share that information. And I am Mrs. Georgia, Woman of Achievement. So this is a pageant system I'm competing in California in October, where hopefully I win. Hopefully we'll celebrate whoever wins. But I would love to, again, take my message across the nation and utilize their system, which celebrates women that have achievements, whether, you know, they're successful moms or entrepreneurs or community activists or all of the above. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just really inspired by the position you are at, and you have a platform and people listen to you. And again, this is not just like all about beauty. It's also about the power of you have, and that power can reach specific individuals or specific needs, especially suicide. Thank you so much for what you're doing. I think indirectly I'm a benefit of that, what you do, because we are community, right? We all are community. And people doing battles here and there, and you are one of those warriors then is behind scenes. Thank you so much, because at the end you make our community much better.
Yeah, and thank you for spotlighting individuals that make the community better.
No, it's an honor to have you, and hopefully we can reach out to more individuals and to find inspiration or action.
Yes.
But definitely it's really grateful that you are with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chapter.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for the audience. See you next time.
Three 317 Spotlight Business and Community.